Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy, I'm guessing he's probably about late 20s, 27, 28, give or take. And he's going to share a story how when he was younger, how he met the girl that eventually became his wife, and what happened when hard times came for him, and how she treated him and how she handled things when things went bad. And you're going to see in the story, guys, when he first met her, he did everything right, where he was masculine and strong and take charge and all that. And obviously it attracted her. However, when hard times fell upon him, and these were very understandable hard times, she very quickly stopped being supportive and eventually left him high and dry when he needed her the most. And very important lessons there about female nature, but also you're going to see how he did understandably acted very weak and how it turned her off. So there's important lessons there. But ultimately, guys, you're going to see this guy eventually, when he realizes he was at a low point, got his life together, came out on top, and ultimately, when he started having money again and doing well financially as well as many other areas of his life, guess who came crawling back, wanting a second chance? So lots of things to learn from this story, guys. So I'm going to get right into it. It's definitely a good one here. He says, "Hey, SSM, first of all, you do a great job." Thank you, bro. "I love your content and you educating young kids on human female nature. I'm a 29-year-old male from a rather conservative country." He says, "People get married really fast, like in their early to mid-20s sometimes, but divorce is rare due to cultural and religious reasons that I don't want to get into." Hey, it's your culture. Your culture is your culture. It's not my business. Not my business in a way that it's not my business to judge. He says, "You could say I was lucky or unlucky that I got my first taste of getting cheated on when I was 16 years old. The girl I loved gave her virginity to someone else and was saying crap like saving it for the marriage to me. I was a pathetic nice guy back then. That hurt, but I moved on and learned more about women's nature by the bad boys." Translation, she wanted to wait for you, but she was more than happy to give up her flower, so to speak, to the bad boys. And I want to point out, guys, he's from a different part of the world. So this is a perfect example of human nature and female nature. It's the same thing. Doesn't make a difference where you live in the world. Doesn't make a difference what your religion is, what your culture is. Same thing. Men and women respond to what they respond to. It is what it is. So when a lot of people think, oh, SSM, that wouldn't happen in my country, or not my religion, not my culture, perfect example. Yes, it does. "I never hung out with them much, but I did," talking about the bad boys here, "I never hung out with them much, but I did in some parties in college. That's where I met my ex-wife. I was 24 years old, doing everything right, treating her good, but not putting her on a pedestal. Good. Giving her just enough attention, adoring her, but keeping it to myself. I was in love in like 4 months, but I suppressed that feeling as I was unsure about our future." Yeah, you can treat her well, she's treating you well, but you never put her on the pedestal. You never kissed her butt. And yeah, keep your feelings and emotions to yourself. Let her always be the one to kind of dig it out of you. That's usually a good place to be. Let her be the one to say, "I love you" first. That type of thing. He says, "She was an extrovert and a heavy party person." Red flag. Right there. Party girls, red flag. They are not girlfriend material, let alone future wife material. "I was not exactly an introvert, as I love hanging out with my close friends, but I was definitely not a party person." Neither am I, dude. "I played all my cards right, and guys, it works. I was in love. I started softening slowly, very slowly." That's what happens a lot, guys. You don't even realize you're doing it until it's too late. It took her half a year to say I love you, but I said it back to her about a full year into the relationship. You made her work for it. It worked like a charm. Told you. She loved me, and we got married at 26 years old. She loved you on the condition that you stayed in that masculine, strong state that she met you at. That love is conditional. And eventually conditional that your ass has a job and an income, especially when she becomes your wife. He says, "Big mistake, but the good thing was it was not a big event. It was just small with 20 close friends and family. I got comfortable with her. Till now, I haven't even ever cried in front of her. While she had multiple breakdowns until now. Oh yeah, it's perfectly okay to have her cry and have meltdowns in front of you, but if God forbid a dude cries, it's going to turn him off. Okay, and I know I get a lot of heat about this every time I talk about this, but this whole narrative that guys can pour out their feelings and be super sensitive and emotional and cry and all this stuff and share their insecurities, this BS narrative that's shown on television and movies, and when guys do that, even if it's understandable, it turns them off. So it goes to the classic, women say they want certain qualities in guys, but when guys actually do these things, it turns them off. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you should go walking around with things bottled up inside. You got to release and get things out. It's definitely healthy and helpful. But do it to your bros or people in your family that you're close to, or mentors that you can that aren't going to look down upon you, that can help you out. But bawling your eyes out and doing all these types of things in a weak manner to your lady, that's going to turn her off. You may be able to get away with it for a little bit, but you better go back into the strong frame real quick. Otherwise, it can have dire consequences for your relationship, and you're going to see here. He says, but the fates are fucked. I try to minimize profanity, but I had to say it. 3 months into our marriage, and drum roll, I lost my job due to COVID. I was worried about my parents. They were old, and my nightmare came true. They passed away. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And I couldn't even see them for the last time because COVID was very serious. I cried a ton. I didn't have a primary source of income, and my parents died, so I tried finding comfort in my wife. So, let's review. COVID, everybody was locked down. Every country was a little different, but essentially what we were used to changed. That's stressful. He lost his job, his income. That's stressful. His purpose is gone in terms of as a man providing an income for his now family. That's gone. A place to go to every day. That's gone. And his parents died. That's a lot to deal with. That would make any man, I don't care how strong you are, break down a bit. Okay? Understandable. And he tries to seek comfort in his wife. You would think that would be a warranted thing, right? Wrong. For the first few months, it was okay. She was supportive, but losing both parents just hurts a lot. I was emotionally weak and not earning. She was getting irritated. She had a good job that could pay for all bills, but I was still paying my part using some of my savings of buying a new house. She didn't mind it and never questioned it. She grew cold fast. In other words, you weren't the same strong, masculine, take charge, in charge guy that you were when you met. Understandably, these life events, literally when it rains it pours, that expression, parents passing away, COVID, losing your job, off your purpose, it wore you down. Understandable. And let me tell you something, guys. A good woman will support a guy during these things to a point. But if life circumstances break him down, we can all have these hardships happen to us. Shit happens in life. We all know this. But there's a point that it hits you, you react, you do what you got to do, but then you got to pick up the pieces and get back on the horse. Okay? And perhaps this guy went a lot longer than he should have. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out here. Maybe being really depressed, unhappy, crying, all this stuff. And eventually then when he should have definitely been, as hard as it was, finding a way to get up and take action and all that. Because when a guy doesn't do that, that turns the woman off. Okay? She'll support you, even if you lose your job and all that. If she's a good woman, she'll support you and help you out. But she's going to want her man to, get back up, do his best, so on and so forth. And generally that will be all right. In this case, she was a little too quick, in my opinion, obviously, to kick him to the curb, as you're going to see here. So, and some of you guys may think I might be being a little harsh here. I'm keeping it real here, guys. I'd be doing a disservice to this guy here, anybody else listening, if I said that he wasn't aiding in some of what happened. Okay, as hard as it is, you got to be strong. Women want a strong guy that's in control and masculine and is not going to let all these events bring him down, what she perceives as permanently. I just can't make that up. I'm not trying to be heartless, I'm being honest here. He says, she grew cold fast. All the red flags started popping up. I knew then that she told me she didn't sign up to deal with an unemployed emotional wreck. See? She said that I saw you as a strong man, but you don't even earn. I'm sorry, but I don't want to raise a man-child who cannot live without his mommy and daddy. That's freaking wrong. his parents died and she's saying that, that goes to show how quick, boom, that everything switched over. You're starting to see her some of her real true colors. I get after a while, if the guy isn't doing anything to help himself and turn things around, the woman gets frustrated. Okay, I can get that to a point, but this is very mean-spirited. It is, and it's too far. And I don't know how long this guy was, not doing anything to help the situation, but I'm guessing it wasn't that long, but nevertheless, that quickly, guys. I was sad, but I didn't have the energy to fight. Still, she had the decency of an amicable divorce. I think the guilt, but can't be sure. So, she left him. High and dry. That's what can happen, guys. It's not right, but it is what it is. Women want a strong, masculine guy. And that's take charge, and even though all these hardships in life come down upon them, they can react to it, but then they get back up on the horse and they do what they can to move on. Okay? Because the woman doesn't want to have to be the man in the relationship. The only time the women want to be the man in the relationship, to take charge, are the masculine ones. And you don't want them for many, many reasons. But the feminine ones, they want a guy. They want a strong man. I cannot stress that enough. So, yes, she was very harsh, absolutely, and left him high and dry, which is not cool. Remember the whole in sickness and health, rich or poor, death do you part? Well, that's out the door nowadays. But also, she wanted a man, but also this guy also, he needed her. So there's a balance here. But I just can't I can't stress that enough, guys. And I'm going on about this, but you got to be strong, even though it's tough sometimes. I'm trying to help you out. But she was harsh, she was cruel, and I think this went too fast. But everything will be okay. He says, I was destroyed and at my lowest. I lost my parents, my heroes, my job, and now my only support. After 5 months of that BS, I decided to get up, but to take things slow. Start looking for jobs, going to the gym, and taking care of myself slowly. Good, bro. That's my point, okay? You were going through major hardships and depression and all that, but you then got up, and you started taking action. You got to do that. You can't just, I get things hurt, but you can't just wallow in misery, okay? Life's going to go on. You got to get up, find a new job, search around, get back to the gym, get back to doing things, okay? Good. That's what we all got to do. We all go through hardships. He says, I took a year, but I was well established in my job, in good shape, and just happy. Awesome. Although lonely sometimes, I got paid good, so I bought a new car. The first place I go, to my favorite restaurant to celebrate with some buddies. There she was, my ex. I thought she looked happy. LOL. Can't be more farther from the truth. She was waiting for her father. They didn't notice me, as it was just a group of 8 guys and they were busy. So this guy's turned his life around, and he just so happens to run into her, and she doesn't look too good. 3 weeks later, after the meeting, I get a call. It was my ex. Ha, what a shocker. She asked if we can meet and talk. I respectfully declined and said, I don't want to see you ever again. You disgust me. I don't blame you in the least, dude. Yes, I know you're going through hard times and all that, but still, she still left you high and dry when you needed her the most. She got me through one of my friends, I think, and I think I needed closure, or just wanted to see how did everything turn out for her. I met her in public, so she couldn't say anything fake about our encounter. She was good looking, but still my attraction towards her was gone. I felt indifference towards her. The hate may have died somewhere when I was busy getting my life together. Yeah. At first you hated her guts, but then as you got to eventually turned it indifference. You didn't give a shit either way. We met, and she tells me that after she divorced me, she started dating her boss. That guy was married, LOL shocker. He basically told her to F off and gave her a raise for her services. So this shows her character. She was willingly dating a dude, her boss, talk about cliche, that was married. So she's a little home wrecker. So she breaks your heart and wrecks your home, then she goes off to break somebody else's heart and wreck his home. Apparently the shame was too much for her and she quit. Boss's wife found out and just posted everything on social media. Her parents were connected with the boss due to long-distance family's friends. Her parents confronted her a month ago and she just broke down. That's why they were there at dinner trying to make her happy. She then said that she misses me. I'd be like, you left me when I need you the most. Do you think this guy would have left her if the situation was reversed? Nope. I was silent. She then told me that she loves me. I shouted, "Shut up. You don't love me or your boss. You're just selfish." You're darn right. She's alone, without resources. She wants a guy. And now that this guy has his life back together, oh, okay. Now I'll give you a call. Maybe I can sweet talk you into come back with me. Not a chance in hell. Loud crying continues. We were at a park, so it was becoming weird. She said she's sorry and will do everything to make it right. I told her it was over. We were done. Good for you, man. I'm sure that felt good. If she can't stay with me when my parents died, why would she ever stay in any other situation? Lost job and lover sound similar. Anyway, I told her to never contact me again and that I'm done. She tried everything, so I took a month break from everything. Got a new phone number, made new accounts, all private, and moved cities. I really am not interested in her life, but some mutual friends say that she's gotten a new job but still waits for me. Well, she can sit on her ass and wait for you until hell freezes over because you're not going back to her. I always tell them to tell her to F off, and I'm not giving her my number. Lucky me, haven't gotten contacted yet. A long read, but maybe worth it. Love your content, though. Keep spreading. Well, bro, that's a great story, and I'm really glad to hear you made the comeback. I'm sorry to hear all about your parents and what happened there. And, but as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. I mean, the parents, COVID, lost the job and all that, then the wife. And like I said earlier, I know I was really getting into this. It is what it is. Feminine women want a strong, masculine guy. And when the guy stops being that way and falls in depression, isn't taking action to fix a situation, better a situation, whatever it is, they're going to get turned off. And the good ones will still stay and try to help you. She didn't try to help you. It didn't sound like that at all. A good wife or woman, even though you're going through hard times and maybe she's frustrated with you, she's still going to try to help you get to a better place because she knows that you have it in you. A bad one is just going to be like, I'm done. I'm out of here. And she's a bad one. So as much as it hurts, that whole process, think of it like this. She's now out of your life. And you're all the wiser. So good for you, man. But guys, you got to stay strong, got to stay masculine, got to stay in that frame. And even if hardships fall on you, you can have your moments when you just let it all out. But then back on that horse, doing what you can to fix the situation. Because that's what women want. That's what, for you relationship guys, for you guys that don't care about this, for you guys that are single for life, you don't care. But for you relationship guys, I know a lot of them out there, understand this. And many of you may have experienced this and you know I'm right. Okay, so you got to get back on that horse and do what you can to fix the situation. And you will. And a good woman will recognize that. So even if you lose your job and a lot of hardships are going on, if she can see you're making an effort, the good ones, even though maybe a little frustrated, will stick around. And there are some good ones out there still. It's becoming more and more rare every day, but there are some out there. Emphasize the some part of that. And I hope that you relationship guys learn enough that you can actually get those if you do want relationships. But anyhow, that's a very important lesson in life, guys. And again, this guy's from a different part of the world, different religion, different culture. The same things apply in his culture and religion as they do over here in the United States, over in Europe, Australia, Japan, wherever. It's the same thing. Men respond to what they respond to. Women respond to what they respond to. So a lot of things you can take away from this video. So great for this guy, and it's always nice to see when a guy gets burned, he gets his life together, and eventually the woman that kicks him to the curb comes crawling back, and he pretty much tells her to. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, and be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.